It's motorsport stripped to the core. Competition down to earth and flying high. It is rally. This is the East Coast Bullbars Australian Rally Championship. It was billed as the best thing that would happen to rallying in a very long time, and they were right. The introduction of a two-wheel drive only championship put some spark back into the rally step in the nation's capital, when 18 new purpose-built rally cars took to the roads of Blewett and Cowan Forest. With new cars and new drivers, just who would come out on top was anyone's guess. The money had to be on reigning two-wheel drive champion Eli Evans, and it was good money. Eli and Glenn Weston stormed through the event to be on top. But some serious competition came in the form of Scott Pedder in his return to gravel after a 2-year self-enforced layoff. He and Dale Moscott took the first heat win of the season in the Swiss Renault Sport Clio and came oh so close to taking the weekend. Brendan Reeves showed there were 3 possible manufacturers that could win in the ARC. He and sister Rhiannon won through in the all-important Pedder's Power Stage to bag first points in the championship. Reliability issues stalled their weekend interests in the top spot, but with glimpses of brilliance, it set the stage for what will become an exciting year of rallying. The underdog, Jack Monkhouse, also blew through the competition to snatch third in the older model Nissan Silvia. He and John Allen showed they knew what was needed to be winners. So, it's the Quit Forest Rally where teams have gathered south of Perth at Busselton in Western Australia to fight out for the second round of the East Coast Bullbars Australian Rally Championship. Eli Evans leads the way after his dominant performance in the opening round, although Scott Pedder is knocking on the door of first place. Third is a perfect launch pad for Jack Monkhouse, while Mark Pedder and Tom Wilde will bolster the championship chances for Renault and Honda. Wilde's off in the final stages of the National Capital Rally allowed Honda to slip in front for the manufacturer lead by just 1 point. The Pedder's Power Stage sorted the men from the boys early on, a tarmac square corner super special stage, very different to rallying on the gravel marbles among the tall pines that this rally is famous for. It was a reversal of fortunes for Eli Evans, this time edging out last round Power Stage winner Brendan Reeves by 1/100th of a second, 5 points to the victor and 3 for runner-up. Scott Pedder overcame his hoodoo with this super special stage to claim third, and with it 1 bonus point before the rally officially got underway, as teams readied for battle in the forest.
One weekend every year, the Busselton foreshore bursts into life with the Quit Forest Rally. Earlier today, the Power Stage, the Pedder's Power Stage, was run and won by the merest of margins. But the star of the show was the big 370Z Nissan on debut. Now tomorrow, the rally moves east 100 kilometres into the picturesque Shire of Nannup, where the roads are unique to anywhere in Australia because they're made up of small round gravel stones. Now, it's not been many years since we've seen 5 or 6 drivers that are all so close you could throw a blanket over them. The next 2 days is going to be a slog for both teams and crews. Don't they love it?
And we know you'll love it too when we return to the East Coast Bullbars Australian Rally Championship in just a few moments. Welcome back to Busselton in Western Australia. The Quit Forest Rally has a long tradition in the ARC, as does the Super Special Stage at Barnard Park. All teams are more familiar with it this year, though, after testing its limits in the Power Stage by day. With dwindling light and under the watchful eye of thousands of locals, the competition gets into gear with the first 2 special stages. 1 kilometre dashes, first clockwise, then counterclockwise. The LG VW Polo doesn't feature in the Pedder's Power Stage this event, but Michael Bowden is undeterred.
Right, 250 to right, and a right. we've got to set up for the bush, and that's where the rally is to me. So we didn't bother even going to buff tyres. We're the only one in the top 12 that was running normal rally tyres. It's a fun car to drive, and I think once we get the car sorted, I really do think it'd be able to push for the top 2 or 3, no worries at all.
No worries, but no win either for the Warhope Warrior. He and sister Helen Cheers must settle for 9th in the sprint stages. An unflappable Nick Box is fast-tracking the learning curve with his brand new Nissan 370Z.
It seems to be easy to drive to a point, and then that last 10% is quite difficult. So I think we'll play with setup all weekend and try and make it easy to drive, and then from there try and make it faster.
Box holds the record around this track, but his assault in a new car, 2-wheel drive at that, is very different. The best he can manage is 8th. Tom Wilde's issues with electrics in the Petters power stage has trickled into the rally proper. The Veranda Apartments entry given leave from Park May to try and sort the problem.
It is starting to fold a bit more often, which means when we do fix it, we'll know what it is, which is a good thing, I guess. But other than that, it's just one of those, like I say, electrical problem, and they're really hard to find the gremlin where it is.
The gremlin is nowhere to be seen first pass. Wilde piloting the Renault Clio into second. Will Orders is 0.3 behind him in the Nissan Silvia and does better second pass, beating the factory outfit by just 0.1 of a second.
You know, the pace is there. We run the car exactly the same as we did this morning, and we seem to be a lot faster. So, yeah, obviously I'm just driving it a bit better.
Brendan Reeves is clear about his intentions.
We're on a gravel-specific Kumo tyre, so it's not suited to the tarmac. We have buffed them down. We're allowed to go to a minimum of 3 mil of tread, so there's a bit more grip than a full gravel tyre, but under brakes when the tyres are cold, it's really skatey, and front-wheel drive, so the rear's really loose. You just got to really drive within yourself and try and find as much grip as you can.
7th is the best the Mazda Master can muster. He will improve to 5th in the reverse run.
100.
Mark Petter and Claire Ryan use the Honda's great setup from the power stage qualifying and bring the Jazz home 4th in SS1.
Finish, 2 right plus, repeating 3 left, 50. Flying finish, 2 right plus. Good work.
Felt alright actually.
Yeah, did.
But a second slower next run costs them 2 places.
2 right plus again.
Power stage practice didn't help Scott Petter in SS1, just in front of Reeves, but not into the fastest 5.
100.
No, I don't know what it is. I think I just tried too hard, and that's and it just comes undone. You lose one corner around here, and then you've lost a second or a half or 2 by the end of the next straight. So we'll try again later on tonight, and then try again tomorrow.
Petter will jump 2 places to 4th by the end of SS2, but still can't get close to the pace setter.
100. Short left 8, right 9. 120. Care, right 1 late, narrow exit.
The fastest man on the Barnard Park tarmac tonight is Eli Evans. The Honda Jazz covering the 2 laps in 1 minute and 34 seconds. First car out after the sighting lap, so he benefits from heat in the tyres.
So I was probably to be expected to do a fast time straight up. Might be a little bit more difficult on the second run because when we do our warm-up, I'm then last car out, so I'll be sitting in the Park for May area on the dewy grass for about 10 minutes before I go out. So I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I just wanted to capitalise on the first run while everything was nice and hot, nice and warm. And the car felt fantastic, so I just kept it in, kept it as neat as we could, and we posted the fastest time.
It makes no difference. Evans posts exactly the same time for his second pass to end the evening in the top spot. Heat 1 continues next morning in Nannup, to the east of Busselton. The main street converted into a rally service park for the weekend. Jack Monkhouse books the Fibertech Medical Silvia into service after a less than impressive start to this round.
After Canberra, the car was prepared and the brakes were all apart and bits and pieces, and the bias was relabelled, but unfortunately it was relabelled the wrong way again. And testing, I hadn't touched the bias, and it wasn't until the tarmac where I wanted more front and gave the car 100% rear, so that was why our power stage qualifying was a little bit average. It's very exciting to drive.
And yeah, we rectified the problem yesterday and we've relabelled it correctly, and I'm confident that's right and we'll have a good day today.
Nissan Silvias have fared well here in the past and, like Jack Monkhouse, Will Orders is ready to race on a very different surface this morning.
You know, you go from tarmac to gravel, and it's not only tarmac to gravel, it's tarmac to some of the slipperiest gravel in Australia. So hopefully we've got all our setup right for the gravel, which I'm pretty confident we'll do not too bad this morning.
The opening stage is kinky, and again officials have added a twist to their performance on the start line. Perhaps the distraction is too much for the Silvia pilots. The best either can manage is 5th and 6th, but they are in touch with the leading front drive cars.
Late 9 left over crump after trees, into 9 left again. 100. Flat left on brow, 10 right, 50. Short 9 right, 50. 8 right, tightens slight into care, 9 right on crest, 8 left, repeating care, 9 right on crest, 8 left, 100. 10 right, 50, crest, 10 left, so 50, crest, 10 left, 50, 10 left again, 100.
Surprisingly, Mark Pettis slips in the Honda. Despite a good start on the tarmac yesterday, the times are not translating to the gravel.
Flying finish, 9 right, 200.
That was reasonably slippery.
Wow. Sucks to be Eli.
Against the odds, driving first car on the road, Eli Evans cleans up, even having to sweep the road of loose gravel for the rest of the field. After 11 kilometres, Scott Petter is just 2 seconds behind, though, in the Swiss Renault Sport Clio.
50. 6 left over brow. In 5 right. 200. 9 left.
But a big moment mid-stage will bring a change to their notes.
Short 10 left. 9 right, cut to trees over brow. In, repeat into 10 left. 80. Oh, 80. No. Yep. 9 left over crump and...
Petter's Renault teammate is equal to the task, only 2 seconds behind and maintaining his second outright.
8 left, don't open. 8 left, don't open.
Brendan Reeves is 4th fastest across the first forest stage of the morning. The surface is slippery and the wheel spin extreme.
7 right. Yep, got it, mate. It's loose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eli Evans clears out again through Ferndale, the next stage. His nearest rival is 13 seconds shy, Tom Wilde in the Veranda Apartments Renault.
80. 8 right, fast, camber.
Wilde's electrical gremlins look to have jumped ship. The Rally School Mazda slows over the 24-kilometre stage with an intermittent engine miss.
Caution crest, 7 plus. Caution crest, 7 plus right.
Something's happened.
Brake early, 60.
How far to go?
We've still got 5 Ks. 2 left, down.
Warnings.
Very rocky. 40. Flat 9 right.
Sounds the engine, but...
100.
The Nissans pounce through Ferndale, Jack Monkhouse pushing to 3rd in stage, with the Hillary's Hotel Sylvia hot on his heels.
Then flat right, 4.5 over crest, into left 5.
New untested model or not, Nick Box is just 0.1 of a second behind the earlier model Nissan.
Right 4.5 tightens. Left 4 no cut, then left 4 long. Into right 4.5. 4 long and right 4.5. Into left 4. Into right 3.5 hook. Into left 4 short brake crest into turn left 1. It's going to be left 4 short brake crest into turn left 1 grip line. So brake crest into turn left 1 grip line. 100 left 4.5. It'll be 50 crest immediate right 5. So left 4.5. 50 crest, immediate right 5, into right 4. Right 5, into right 4.
Short 9 left.
After a slower start in SS3, Mark Pedder and Claire Ryan set about making up some time.
Repeating Care, late 6 left narrows.
Like something.
They clip a rock and damage the radiator,
20, short 10 left over brow.
Broken the steering.
but press on to the end, 3 Ks away.
About 3 Ks to go, 50, late short 9 right narrows.
Running purpose-built Mugen engines, the rules are simple. 2 red warning lights on the Motec dash means stop. Right now, there is just one flashing.
I got a warning light. Into Care, crest 23 left.
No, we're broken. There's no warning lights.
I've got 2 warning
We're
lights.
going to have to stop then, aren't we?
Yes, we are now.
Ironically, it's the same stage that sidelined the pair last year. Hopefully the wait for help will be shorter this time. Pedder's younger brother Scott gets through to the finish, but he and Dale Moscott have their own issues.
200. Oh, no, I've got a flat tyre again. Smells like it. Medium flat right over brow. Got a flat tyre. Bloody hell. 6 Ks to go. 100. Medium 8 right. So this is your medium flat right over brow.
Short left 950, caution slow, turn short left 5 off main road, hard to see 30, double caution, turn left 2 on crest.
Eli Evans is the clear morning winner.
It was quite funny how it worked. The car was really consistent, I think, because there was no wheel marks on the road. It was quite good to drive, so I just kept the car turned in early and stayed on the power as long as I can, and we keep getting the stage time, so I'm not going to change anything. We'll go out this afternoon and do the same thing.
The same thing is not good enough though. Pedder responds to dropping a minute with the puncture and smashes the opposition by 15 seconds over the 18 kilometres of Ellis. He jumps 3 places back into 4th outright.
Flat left over brow. 100. Flat left. Yes, over brow. 100. 9 right. 100. Care break down. 8 left. Repeat care break down. 8 left. Out 30. 3 left wide. Out 30, 3 left wide. 100. Flat crest. 100. Crest medium 10 left. Crest 50, 9 left. Entry, crest into keep 10 left over crest. 100 up. 7 left, late. 50.
Monkhouse continues his good form, finishing less than a second behind Eli for 3rd in stage.
Into left 6, 30, double caution, left 3, tightens long.
SS5 is Nick Box's turn for Electrical Gremlins. The electronic throttle control needs to be reset on the run in stage.
Then right 4.5.
Through Healthway, Scott Pedder again dishes it out to the field. 9 seconds clear of Eli. He moves back into 3rd outright. But Tom Wilde is pushing hard too, desperate to maintain the gap between himself and his teammate. Michael Bowden's best performance comes through SS6. Changes to the LG Polo this round are working. 5th in stage.
Yeah, it's a big improvement over Canberra for sure. Suspension changes. Really happy with the way the things. We're just trying to get a little bit more turn in, and I think it's the same boat for everyone, but just try not to do anything stupid and just keep changing things all day just to get it right.
Can Tom Wilde hold off a charge from Scott Pedder in the afternoon stages? We'll find out in just a moment, but first, a rally tip for the road from Can-Am.
Have you ever really thought about your driving position? Now, it's absolutely crucial to me as a rally driver, but it's just as crucial to you when you're in your road car. Make sure that you're comfortable, you sit nice and upright, your arms aren't stretched right out, you can control the steering wheel, same with your legs. You've got to be close enough to the steering wheel so you've got a nice bend in your legs, you can control the brake, the clutch, the throttle all at the same time, because when you're on the road, things are going to happen, situations will occur where you need to be able to react really quickly, not only with the steering wheel, but also with the pedals. So next time you're in your car, think about your driving position, because I know it's absolutely crucial to me in the race car, but just as important in the road car.
Welcome back to the East Coast Bullbars Australian Rally Championship, where we find Mark Pedder and his Honda back in service park. Without water from a hold radiator, there's doubt over the weekend future of the second Honda Jazz.
It's same stage as last year where we had the dramas, so unfortunately not our stage, just hit a rock, middle of the road, and I thought I'd broken the steering, but I think we've done more damage than that.
The engine is damaged beyond repair this weekend. Pedder and Ryan now spectators for the remainder of the Quit Forest Rally. John Mills has been keeping an eye on the field this morning. The unique surface in WA convincing most teams to use the narrower 195 Kumo.
When there's a lot of loose gravel on the surface, the narrower tyre sweeps the gravel away and cuts through it more. A lot of the teams are now at the lunchtime service going back to the 205s for the second pass through the already swept stages.
Into 5 left, clip.
Sweeping through the field this afternoon is Brendan Reeves. The Rally School Mazda grabs the win through the repeat of Kinky from Eli Evans by 0.2.
100.
Evans finds himself sandwiched between a Mazda and a Renault. Scott Pedder half a second behind the Honda and importantly 4 in front of his teammate. Tom Wilde still holds second outright by 18 seconds and trails the lead car by 34. More suspension changes for the V-dub of Michael Bowden, hovering around 6th. But Mick Patton is also enjoying himself in the Repco Polo. Without the depth of rally experience and certainly not much in front-wheel drive, Patton is relishing what he says is his best stage in the championship. Kinky.
But yeah, we're quite happy with the car. We're still progressing, learning new bits and pieces about it, but it's all going well. Yeah, it's going great guns.
The smaller 1600cc R2 Fiesta, being run by Innate Motorsport, has been creating some irritation for its driver. Not only is Adrian Coppin down on horsepower, but he's down on experience, and that's certainly pushing up his frustration meter.
You know, Tim keeps reminding me, mate, we're in an R2 car against some of these faster cars, and the focus was just to finish and learn from it and, you know, get as much experience over here as we can. We're still here and we're still here to score points for Ford, and that was the objective today.
Scott Pedder is on the road ahead of Reeves and Monkhouse, but unwittingly pulls out a rock on the inside of a corner through the repeat of Ferndale.
Oh, massive rock there. Good job.
The Fibertech entry misses it.
7 left cut. 20, turn 4 right, fast wide.
But Brendan Reeves isn't so lucky.
50, 6 right, cut.
Oh, haven't moved it, the bastards.
Amazingly, Brendo and sister Rhiannon win the stage by 4 seconds.
Opens to long flat left 3.
Wild and Hayes are quick in the Renault, at least until the engine miss returns 18 kilometres into the 24k stage.
And left 2 over brow. Good job.
Down on power in there, eh?
Yeah.
They hold second outright, but Pedder has closed the gap to just 8 seconds. Indicators signal issues for the Hillary's Hotel Nissan. Seems the electrical gremlin is really doing the rounds this heat.
Got some issues that we can't really find at the moment, so it's it's a bit gives you the irrits, to say the least, that's for sure. A lot of electronics, unfortunately, a lot of electronics that obviously didn't come with this car, and that we've put on to try and keep up with the swift little front-wheel drive things, and sometimes it bites you on the bum.
With just 2 short sprint stages remaining, Eli Evans controls Heat 1. For those not in contention for a win, the stage is as much entertainment for the crowd as it is competition. For Jack Monkhouse, it is both, after Reeves edged him from 5th outright last stage. On time, Evans can't be beaten, but if it comes to a countback at the end of the weekend, stage victories will be important, so it is on from the start. Scott Pedder is all too aware of this fact, as well as the 8 seconds that stands between him and second place for the heat. He and Dale Moscott win both by the narrowest of margins to even up the stage win score with Eli Evans. Tom Wilde gives nothing, shaving corners from the start. He and Bill Hayes concede just 1 second and hold firm to their second place in heat. Brendan Reeves gathers important championship points for a heat fourth, while Jack Monkhouse shows consistency again to make the final five at the end of the day. A day that may well be remembered more for a champion in the making than for one who's just secured another heat win for Honda.
Yeah, I think we proved ourselves pretty well today with the speed that we've got, but certainly Scott is a very, very committed driver, and he's, you know, like you say, he's been around the traps for a long time, and he's one of the drivers sort of, if you're only that tiny bit behind him, you know you're doing really, really well.
Were there any team orders? No, there was a few codes throwing around, but no, it was pretty close towards the end, and Tommy pushed on really well in Ferndale, did a good job, so you know, he's a future Australian champion in my opinion.
The good thing about him, he's very humble. He's listening to everyone. He's put a good team around him. You know, I'm only one small part of that. You know, he's got great support with his sponsor. You know, but these people, even Scott Petter's given him a lot of support. But I think most importantly, he's got a lot of talent. You know, and he's doing it progressively at the moment. The longer we can keep this thing on the road without accidents, he'll just get faster and faster.
It's great to have your teammate pushing you along. That's a perfect situation, and you know, to have Renault leading the manufacturers championship right now, second event in, that's pretty special.
So does this make you Webber or Vettel?
Vettel.
That battle will continue shortly, but next up is a battle of a different sort between Cody Crocker and Michael Guest in the Australian side-by-side challenge. Welcome back to the Quit Forest Rally, coming to you from Busselton in Western Australia. The Australian side-by-side challenge stepped up a notch this season with the introduction of Can-Am's new race machine, the Maverick. Last year, the Can-Am Commander struggled to keep pace with the Polaris Razor, but all that has changed.
It's finally here, the Maverick. So a true sports machine from Can-Am, and looking the goods. Certainly this bloke here is in the background's going to be hard to beat, and we needed something, you know, tough, sporty to really to match it with Polaris, and I think we've got it here now.
In the trial runs around Barnard Park in Busselton, it was evident the new machine was every bit the match for the Razor, a prospect that excited the opposition.
It's going to be great competition though now. Can-Am have got a good machine here, and Gusty's been out doing a lot of testing, and we had a lot of fun on recce as well. We had to actually drive these vehicles on the roads to do our reconnaissance at 2 passes over each stage, so we've effectively done 2 rallies already, so we had a great time out there. But the competition starts this weekend.
Crocker wasn't the only Australian rally champion running in a side-by-side this weekend.
Yeah, Justin's going to come in and spoil things, he thinks, but it's going to be great now. There's a really good competition here between the 6 competitors. We're going to have a really good fight, so it's going to be a great weekend.
It's like a motocross bike on 4 wheels. So, you know, as everyone knows in rallying, I love jumping cars. And at least with these things, when I jump them, they land. So they're fantastic. They're a lot of fun to drive. They're very cost effective to run. It's just a fantastic category.
The competition got underway at dusk on Friday night, and it was evident from the start the 2 marks were well matched. After a struggle all last year, Michael Guest took the first 2 stages from Cody Crocker. 2 from 2 for Can-Am on debut.
And easy 5 right, Brow, can't stop, narrow 6 left.
Out in the forest next day, the real fight began. Crocker was quickest through SS3, Kinky. Guest was 10 seconds behind, but all that was reversed next stage, Ferndale, when the Can-Am pilot shaved a massive 15 seconds off the Polaris. Nathan Shivers swapped camps during the off-season, returning in a Maverick and adapting quickly to the new machine. The new kid on the block, 2011 rally champion Justin Dow, struggled with the unusual race machine. Frustration at his slow stage time, boiling over by the end of Kinky. Ian Hughes returned in his Polaris to try his luck again in 2013, but was sidelined early on in SS4 when the drive belt blew in the Polaris, and he and Adam Barnes were left languishing on the end of a tow rope. Hughes rejoined for the afternoon stages though. Another Polaris, driven by ARC rookie Gary Connell, circulated all day without issue, hardly made an impression on the leaders.
50, medium right, short, close into fast K left.
Michael Guest's morning lead was slowly eroded to less than 2 seconds coming into the last Forest stage. The same stage he'd won by 17 seconds in the morning. But it wasn't to be a repeat effort for the Can-Am crew.
Okay, left long. 30. Small flat crest. Into fast K left.
What had been shaping up to be a head-to-head tussle between Can-Am and Polaris ended on the side of the road when the Maverick clutch let go.
5 left, into 6 right, don't cut, short 6 left.
A 3-minute penalty for checking into a control point early cost the father and son team from Sydney plenty. But Team Shivers still came in third, behind Justin Dowell and Daniel Wilson. Trying his hand at side-by-side for the first time, Dowell was experiencing the new concept of heading bush mid-special stage.
That's when it gets really exciting because you don't know what's up, you don't know what's coming. You've got massive rocks, big culverts, big jumps. You know, it's just got a mix of everything, and then you get on the fast stuff and you're just holding everything flat through anything from sort of 5s up to all the way to 10. Now it's all the same number to me, just flat foot.
In the end, it was Cody Crocker's experience that saw him finish on top yet again in a class of racing he's come to dominate.
Straight over jump 100. Straight over jump into flat crest.
Without Guest starting Heat 2, the Can-Am charge was left to Dowell and Shivers.
Over straight jump.
Come on. She's gone.
Electrical gremlins crept in, sidelining the new side-by-side convert. Nathan Shivers pushed on to trail Crocker all day, staying ahead of the rest of the field, eventually picking up second for the weekend.
Turn 3 right before side.
Beneath Dowell's frustration with reliability issues was his ever-present sense of humour.
She's on a Sunday drive.
His Sunday drive rewarded him with third for the weekend. Ian Hughes' drive in Heat 2 was better than Heat 1, but he couldn't believe how slippery the road surface was in this region.
I was just saying to Adam, my navigator, before, I still can't get used to the marbles. I'm just so psyched out by them and slippery as I can't commit to anything. And once you go off-road, it's good. There's none of that sort of stuff. It's just through the bush and it's a lot more grip and your speeds aren't up as high because it's so tight and logs and dips, gullies, rocks. So it's not too bad for the slipperiness then.
Okay, straight junction.
Polaris dominated the competition again this round, but Cody Crocker's enthusiasm for his Polaris Razor was tempered by the startling performance of the Can-Am Maverick.
Look, it was a real battle yesterday with Guesty. We were flying. That was absolutely flat out. There's not much more left there at all. And really, it's really unfortunate that he did have the problem and not finished the last stage out there in the forest. And it's very, very close. It's like literally there's seconds in it on every stage. So it's going to be a fantastic battle for the rest of the year. It's going to be really good.
Up next, all the action from Heat 2 of the East Coast Bullbars Australian Rally Championship.
My beautiful wife Madeline's given birth to my baby son James, which is very exciting. It was a tough lead up to this event, mentally for probably Madeline more than myself. He was due a week before the event and I'd made the decision that if he hadn't come 2 or 3 days before I had to fly out for this event, I wouldn't actually come and compete in the Honda Jazz. Being there and seeing James born was one of the most special moments of my life. The only sort of distractions I've had is in the past has been my work and my business, and that always got put aside for rallying. But now we're talking family now. And you can't explain it. Like, people tell me all the time, oh, it's so special, you're going to love it, it's amazing. And everyone who's I've spoken to is exactly right. And we got to spend Easter together with no work. We could just sit at home and relax with James and sort of work out how he feeds and what makes him happy, what doesn't. A few sleepless nights, but he came out on time and gave us a week before this event, and we're here now competing.
And competing he is. What a transition for Eli Evans over the last couple of seasons. He stepped into the big shoes of his older brother Simon as the second Evans to become an Australian rally champion. Despite everything that's happened in Eli's life right now, he's still won the first heat and started Heat 2 last night the way he wanted, with a win. Scott Pedder was just 2 seconds behind on the 4-pass stage around the Barnard Park Super Special. His teammate, the wild child from the West, is next fastest, just 0.6 behind. Jack Monkhouse and John Allen feature in the Fibertech Sylvia, but for all the wrong reasons.
3 right, 200.
Oh, just apparently we were trying too hard, and Jack says the foot slipped off the brake, and we just had to watch the accident. So thank God for Hans device and wing seats.
By morning in Nannup, the car is checked in the first service and declared fit for duty. SS12 is the first forest stage of the heat, 19 kilometres through the forest to the southeast of Nannup. Eli continues his winning way. The stage is dusty, but not for the number 1 car. He cleans up among the pine trees, extending his lead by 5 seconds over Scott Pedder. The Swiss Renault Sport Clio is still quick. Remember, this is only 5 seconds over almost 20 kilometres, barely a quarter of a second per K slower. Of more note, both Evans and Pedder are quicker than any other car in the rally, including all ARC and state-entered 4-wheel drives through this stage, and every stage so far for that matter. Tom Wilde starts the morning in third and is confident of staying in touch with the 2 cars in front.
Great job, mate.
Not good enough though, only 4th fastest. A shock absorber issue is discovered next service, failing to deliver traction to the left front.
Caution, left 5, don't cut after finish.
It's the Rally School Mazda 2 that is only 5 seconds behind Pedder. With Rhiannon Smythe calling the shots, the siblings are third.
Wide entry, 2 right, this is 2 right.
Jack Monkhouse's heat didn't start well last night and isn't getting any better this morning.
4 right, 50. Then stall. Frickin' brake bias.
It's not brake bias. In fact, it's brake failure.
No brakes, no brakes, no brakes. Okay, feel them, mate.
Monkhouse and Allen are forced into damage control. Getting the Fibertech Nissan to the finish without further problems is the objective. Service is another stage away, but the car never makes it, crashing off the road on the transport, forcing Monkhouse and Allen to retreat to Nannup to resolve the brake issue.
No brakes, we finished that last stage, and this brake light split, so I don't know what's caused it. It's just split, and pedal goes to the floor, and you're a passenger, and we put some brake fluid in it to get it through the stage, and turn the corner in the transport and just went straight off into the ditch. But what do you do? I don't know where it split. There you go.
The development work for Mick Patton and Michael Bowden continues through Heat 2. The unfamiliar VWs are off the pace by a second a K, but regular setup changes and testing in competition mode are providing valuable data. Data needed to make the teams competitive and successful.
We've probably come to the worst spot to try and get our car correct for the rest of the season, but it's given us some positives, you know, like we're trying different things and various different setups, so you can go, oh, that improved it, no, that made it worse, but, you know, every little step's we're progressing, so, you know, we're just going to fight away at it and smile at the same time.
A long night replacing the head gasket in the 370Z by Nick Box's service crew sees him back in the game for Heat 2. The Nissan delivers a brilliant 5th in stage through Folly. There have been a few ups and downs this weekend.
Tried different things with the car. We had a flat, had to stop, had the dash panel fall out when we hit a rock, and turn the ignition off when it hit the gear stick. So me and Todd were fumbling around trying to push the dashboard back in and flick the switch back on mid-stage, and then got it going and finished the stage.
Just 5 seconds separates Evans, Pedder and Reeves through Healthway Loop. Pedder now trails Evans by 9 seconds.
Long left tightens to 4.
With Brendan Reeves 30 seconds behind the lead pair outright, his battle is now with Tom Wilde, who is still struggling for grip in the Veranda Apartments Renault.
Braking left 2 in into turn right 5. Turn
right 5. 70. Left 4. 50 down, medium right 6. Left 4. 50 down, medium right 6. And left 5. And left 5. 30. Left 2 plus into right 2. Tightens. 50. Braking left 2 in and hairpin right. 50. Braking left 2 in and hairpin right. Straight 120. Rip your bastard. Straight 120. Long left 3, tightens and brow.
Development of the Repco VW takes a turn mid-stage 15, throwing a conrod and destroying the engine. Game over, Mick Patton.
Engine.
Pedder snatches the win through LS2 by the narrowest of margins. And not from Eli Evans. It's Brendan Reeves, and he's on the tail of the Renault by just 0.2 of a second. More importantly, Pedder is on the tail of Evans. The gap now just 6 seconds, heading into the repeat of Brockman.
Into flat brow, 80. Crest 10 right, 37 left. 100. 7 right late. Into flat left, 50. Medium 4 right in. 100. Flat left. 80, 3 left late. 80. 10 right on brow. Come on, tyres. 10 right on brow. 50. Brow into 10 right. 50. Care 8 right on hump. 50. 4 left. 5 right. Opens. The one I was talking about. 5 right opens. Brow 50. 10 left on brow. 9 right. 80. Brake 7 right. In over brow. Entry 4 left. 100. 9 left on brow. 50. 9 left on brow. 50. Finish. 200. Okay.
It's maximum attack for Scott Pedder. A weekend win from here will be difficult thanks to his teammate keeping him out of second place in Heat 1. But a Heat victory today will bring 40 points for the championship, and that's where his focus is. Up front, Eli Evans is not letting up. He knows Pedder will be chasing him down and can't afford to give an inch, whatever the obstacles.
100. Double caution, slow down before, keep right over crest. Tighten short, right 4 late, hard to see. Left 10 down. Whoa. 70, fast left 4 long, camber.
No competition from Brendan Reeves this stage, thanks to a puncture in the rough terrain.
36 right, tight, 4 don't. 6 right, tight, 4 don't.
The collateral damage is worse. Third outright falls in favour of Tom Wilde and Bill Hayes.
Then 8 right, don't.
It's the other Renault that makes the biggest move. A win by 7 seconds over his adversary means Scott Pedder grabs the Heat lead for the first time. Can he maintain the pace to even up the score this afternoon? Stick around to find out in just a few moments. Welcome back to the East Coast Bullbars Australian Rally Championship from the Quit Forest Rally in WA.
80.
Brake issues for Brendan Reeves through the repeat run across Healthway Loop. The Rally School Mazda 2 is compromised further.
Brake pedals going down.
100. right clip, narrow exit. 80, brake early, 8 left, 50, turn 5 left, fast up at fence. Turn 5 left, fast up at fence. Opens 9. 120, 8 left in over crest, opens. 100.
No front brakes.
Okay. Keep 8 right now, in don't. Keep 8 right in don't.
Adrian Coppin's run in the forest came to an end in a stage that suits him and his driving. It's a hidden rock that rips the lower control arm from the car. A spectacular end to round 2.
Right 5 on crest into hug left 4, right 5 on crest into hug left 4.
Got a flat.
Keep going, keep going. Whoa.
Michael Bowden moves up a place, 4th in heat, but watching Nick Box, who is only 20 seconds behind. It's a near thing for Scott Pedder and Eli Evans. Just 1.3 seconds separates the pair going into SS17. Evans' run is clean and he pushes to take back the heat lead. The Renault is maxed out. Winning championships means winning heats, and Pedder is already down one of those this weekend.
Into 10 right entry, 9 left. Into 10 right, 50, flat right on crest, 100, 7 left over brow.
The exhaust lets go though, and the noise in the car is extreme. Moscott and Pedder race on to cross the finish line behind Evans by just 1.3 seconds. Unbelievably, exactly the same margin they started with. They will head into the penultimate stage, Folly, dead heated, but they have to get there. The transport is through Nannup, where the service crew is located. But between scheduled service stops, they can't have any outside help.
We're not allowed to go near it, unfortunately. It's up to Dale and Scott to try and sort something out.
Get in, Scott. Coming on. Get in.
No one other than the driver and co-driver can touch the car. They use all their late time to effect repairs and scramble to make the start of Folly. Meantime, Eli Evans has blasted off to pull some time on his opposition, unaware Pedder and Moscott have a problem.
Break through easy, left 9, 50, break downhill, right 1 long, front left flat. Okay, front left flat. Front left flat, 2.9 to go.
Drama for the Honda team. In an instant, the tables are turned. Now they must make the end of stage on a disintegrating tyre.
70.
Unaware of their plight, Scott Pedder is pushing on behind Evans, trying to make the best of his own worsening situation. The exhaust is now so loud, he can't hear his co-driver. Dale Moscott reverts to basics. Safely out of stage, the Honda crew changed the destroyed front tyre, taking the opportunity to put the best of the tyres on the front for the final stage. Pedder and Moscott reach the finish to find they have the lead.
Yeah, we got him by 16, so yeah, we got no power, so it's going to be touch and go. 15 seconds in the last stage, we got to push now, and it's probably got 80 horsepower less, I reckon, and really loud, really loud.
While this tussle goes on, the brakes have been failing on Brendan Reeves again, and he slides further down the leaderboard.
How's that feel?
There's still not much there.
Okay.
Jack Monkhouse has his brake issue in hand and steamrolls the remainder of the field to finish second in stage behind the Renault. It will hardly affect the end result, but the Fibertech medical team redeems something from an otherwise frustrating weekend. The dramas continue for the Swiss Renault team. A fuel smell in the cabin now has Dale Moscott concerned leaking fuel could possibly be ignited by flames from the broken exhaust. The car jack was broken in their haste to get moving the last time they stopped. Plan B is more successful.
Everything seems to happen at once. Eli's had the puncture and we're still 15 seconds in the lead, so this is got to be the weirdest sport in the world.
The battle plan has changed. For Evans and Western to find 15 seconds to win the second heat, they will likely put in jeopardy a weekend event victory. For them, that will equal Possumbourne's record of 8 rally wins in a row. Pedder and Moscott can't take out the event. Their heat third yesterday and a win today won't match Eli Evans' first and second. So, championship points from a heat victory is their focus today. In competitive terms, it's a win-win in some ways.
We're pumped. That's 8 wins in a row now, so Honda Jazz was spot on all weekend.
No event win for Pedder and Moscott, but they are far from empty-handed.
Yeah, it gives us the heat, but this rally is just sensational. You know, the roads are so perfect to drive. They're just a real driver's road. You've got to be super aggressive, and great for Renault because they're leading the Manufacturers' Championship as we speak.
Scott Pedder finishes on top for the second heat, but Eli Evans will not be unhappy with second in the circumstances. Only third today, but a sensational weekend for Tom Wilde gives us all a glimpse of what's in store for the ARC. And a determined Nick Box makes the 5 with the Z on its first outing. A heat apiece keeps the competition close, but the power stage bonus goes in favour of Evans, with a single point for stage wins going to Pedder. Jack Monkhouse will be looking to trade places with Tom Wilde in his home event next round, while the Warhope Warrior will just be happy to bank more valuable experience in these new generation Australian rally cars. And there's a lead change in the Manufacturers' Championship this weekend, thanks to a consistent performance from the Renault boys. That performance will surely be tested next event at the Scouts Rally SA. We look forward to your company then.